against Bear rookie Donnell Wolford, who's going to be taking him most of the day.
Third and short. Maddox is one of the running backs. That's Fullwood, the left side, first down, Packers. Bestie Jackson made the stop. It's going to be interesting as the day progresses. I was down the field a minute ago looking at some of the shoes that the players are wearing. Right now, it's called a turf shoe. It has very short, small cleats and a lot of them on the bottom.
Yeah, you can see right there. We just see him going by that Mike Ditka was saying that maybe the best thing would be tennis shoes, and I think maybe 20 years ago that was true in those days. On a frozen field, you'd wear tennis shoes. Now, although this is a grass field, they're wearing their artificial turf shoes.
First down, Packers. Their own 32. Woodside. Off to the races, perhaps. Chased by Wolford. Touchdown, Packers, Woodside. 68 yards.
Sounds like there's a lot of Green Bay Packer fans here today, Pat. That was a heck of a move in the hole by Keith Woodside. You're going to see him come in here, and he's going to make a spin. It looks like they have him stop. Watch, he hits in here in the hole. Now he does a spinner, and then he completely turns around. When he gets turned around, it looked like he turned that Bear defense around, and everyone was off their axis.
Jackie's extra point is good. And the Packers early jump out to a 7-0 lead. 4 plays, 80 yards.
Watch this move here, Pat, on the clicker by Keith Woodside here. When he gets in the hole, here's where he breaks it. Right here, looks like he stopped here. Now watch, you see when he hits, he runs into his own guy, and then he just makes that spin. Then when he makes the spin, he comes out, and there's no one there. Then he just runs through everyone else. Now he's in the open field, and you wonder where the rest of the Bears are. They had some missed tackling in the hole, a good move by Woodside in the hole, and a big run.
Boy, you're right. You do wonder where the rest of the Bears were. There was appeared only one Bear that even had a shot at him.
And that was the thing that Mike Ditka was talking about yesterday, is that he thought they were sitting around too much on defense and not attacking. And on that run, it sure didn't look like they attacked. Look here, it looked like they're sitting and waiting for someone else to make the tackle. That was Tate there who just reached out. That's terrible. You never reach out. You stick your helmet in there, you wrap your arms around things. A couple of the Bears in there looked like they were playing touch tackle.
That's the longest run of the year for the Packers this year. Jackie's kickoff taken by Sanders. About to the 35, Burnell Dent brought him down for Green Bay, a 16-yard return. Jim Harbaugh will open at quarterback for the Bears. Up front, he'll have a veteran offensive line. Covert, Borch, Hilgenberg, Thayer, Van Horn. James Thornton starts at tight end. Behind him will be Neil Anderson and Matt Suhey, perhaps, although it could be Mustard. Suhey playing his last game here at Soldier Field. Flag on the kickoff, and they're going to bring it back.
One overhead, 43 receiving team, 15 yards, first down.
Dick Jorgensen, the referee. So Harbaugh and his offensive group will take over at their own 20-yard line. It is Muster and Anderson instead of Suhey. That's Anderson. And he's out of the pack. And he could be off to the races. Neil Anderson tripped up inside the 10 by Mark Lee. He caught him at about the 6-yard line. 73 yards.
That is the way to come back. One team does it, then you get your offense and you just do the same thing. Neil Anderson, one of the top running backs this year in the NFL, has a good hold, good blocking over there by Borch and Covert. And then he just breaks that thing. Watch your blocking. I formation, good man blocking. He just starts outside, cuts right back, hits that hole. Look at Mark Lee come. That's a heck of an effort, and catching Anderson from behind.
And Anderson came back to the fair bench limping. He might have hurt his ankle when he was caught from behind by Mark Lee. Sanders took his place. Muster runs into Harbaugh and moves the pile down to about the 4.5. A gain of 3, stopped by Brian Noble. Here's Anderson coming back and limping.
You know, one thing that everyone says about Neil Anderson, though, all the players on his team, even the Packers, Tim Harris was saying it, Neil Anderson is a tough guy. Every running back gets hurt. I mean, it's a, you know, you pound in there all day, all season, they all get banged up. But everyone says Neil Anderson never shows it.
I know when you asked Mike Ditka yesterday, how's Neil Anderson, he said, well, you know, this time of year, when you get hit that many times, you take that kind of punishment, well, he's as good as you could expect for this time of year. This is Anderson. Johnny Holland was the first man to hit him. He picked up 1.
Hey, that was a funny play down on the goal line, that deep delay thing. Usually on the goal line, you like to hit sooner and quicker, but watch how deep Anderson is. Then he runs a little, it's a draw type thing. And he has to run 7 yards before he even gets to the line of scrimmage. Now, when the defense is in a goal line defense, that is not a good play.
Strange, as you said, that kind of delay.
Yeah, you want the quicker hitting stuff with a lead block in there.
It is 3rd and goal from the 3 for the Bears. Packers leading 7-0. Anderson went in motion. Harbaugh. They have to do it himself. To Muster, a Bear touchdown. 3 yards from Harbaugh. One of your shorter touchdown passes.
Well, when you get 3rd and 3, that's a passing down. Harbaugh bought a little time here, and that's what helped him. You see, he didn't have anything here. Now, by coming out here, moving here, he was able to find Muster.
Now for the extra point, Kevin Butler with Tomzak holding. And we have a tie. 9:21 left in the first quarter. Green Bay.
That was what they had to do. They have to run all day, and of course that runner's going to be Neil Anderson.
Carl Bland will return the kickoff, and he's got some room. Out to the 40-yard line. Dolphins fighting for a playoff spot. So is Kansas City. Detroit fast improving, leading Tampa Bay. 1st and 10, Green Bay at Soldier Field. They're at their own 40. Neither team has thrown a pass yet. Both touchdown drives, if you could call them that, were 4 plays and 80 yards. Here's Mikowski to throw it. To Sterling Sharp. You asked Lindy and Fonte last night about Sterling Sharp. How good is he? Said he's Pro Bowler. And that's the ultimate compliment.
And you know the thing that everyone likes about Sterling Sharp is he's not only fast and quick, but he's strong. Did you see him break through those 2 guys on the line of scrimmage? Now watch, there's Dent back there, Singletary, and a 3rd guy coming in to get him down. I mean, this guy gets open, and then once he catches a ball, he can make big runs because he makes guys miss him.
He might have gotten a finger in his eye after that reception because he's out of the game now. Woodside. Packer first down, stopped by Sean Gale and David Tate. Gain of 8.
I think this is a surprise to the Packers that they're getting this run. Watch the left side there. There's Rich Moran. He's the left guard. He drives in, makes good contact there, takes Chapura to the outside, and then they could just cut right back inside there. Blair Bush taking his guy, Moran taking his guy, boom, creating a hole in there.
First down, Packers at the Bear 44. Query and Kemp are the wide receivers with Sharp out. Woodside, same move that sprung him on that long run before. This time it got him only a yard. Stopped by Shapura and Roper.
Well, you know, the Bears, of course, are playing without Dan Hampton. And then they had the refrigerator Perry in there, and he is out. So they have Dick Shapura playing that right tackle. There's Dan Hampton there. And I don't think the Bears realized how much they would miss him until he was. That's the area that Green Bay's going at.
Second down. 9. They use 4 wide receivers. That's Fontenot to about the Bear 36 and pick up a 5. Rivera and Singletary on the stop.
And he's talking about feeling pretty good and coming back.
5 wide receivers, what the Packers call scatter. No running back. Third down. They got the first. Aubrey Matthews caught the pass, stopped by Sean Gale.
This is something you don't see much in the NFL. Look at this. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wide receivers, and they spread that defense. Then they're just going to hit a hook in here. But no one in the backfield other than the quarterback. See, they got 3 up on top, 2 down here. Now that really spreads out the coverage. See, on this side, they just got single coverage. That's Mikowski's read. He looks, they all go to the left. He knows he has one-on-one on the right side.
Michael Haddix, acquired by the Packers from the Eagles in the Plan B setup of this year. They've had great success with the people that they picked up from other teams.
Well, Lindy and Fonte and the Packers picked up 8 players on that Plan B thing, and he says that not only did they give him 8 pros, but as you look at that list, there are 8 guys that have really helped this team, that have really made contributions.
2nd and 6. It's Haddix and Woodside. It's offside. It has not been a banner year for Richard Dent, 2-time All-Pro.
Through the play then, because the defender was so far in the backfield, it's offside on the defense. 5.
Haddix is the lone setback. To Haddix, first down Packers. Dent was the first man to make contact for the Bears.
You know, the Packers have had a lot of success running right up the middle. Look, they've 1 for 3 to the left, none yet to the right. 7 carries, 93 yards up the middle. That's used to be the strength of the Packer defense. Remember, McMichael in there, Hampton in there, and Singletary. Now, that's the area that the Packers are working on.
1st and 10. Kemp was the move man. Here's the magic man. Mikowski tosses it to frozen ground. Flag on the play.
That play kind of looked like that 4th down play the last time these guys met. That's good.
Number 81.
Barry Kemp right there. You see what he's doing? That's what you call a pick. He came in there and he picked against Singletary. So, and what they do is they bring a receiver in and he picks a defender, and then the guy he was supposed to cover breaks free.
So it's 1st and 20. The Packers at the Bears 27, score tied 7-7. Sharp has not come back since he apparently got a finger stuck in his eye. Mikowski. Pass is intercepted and then dropped. Rivera had the shot at it and couldn't hang on.
Lindy and Fonte didn't like that read. Look at Ron Rivera. He's up there on top. He's playing a position like a cornerback. See where he comes in, he dropped that ball, but that was an interesting position he would play in. Ron Rivera, yeah, he's a guy who the Bears have kind of had a disappointing year, but he's a guy that has really had a pretty good year. Look, this is a corner position. Ron Rivera is out here man on man. You don't see a linebacker lined up as a corner much.
That receiver in front of him was Woodside, so maybe the fullback, no matter where he goes, must be his man. Here's Murkowski. Out of the pocket. For Kemp. Touchdown. What a throw. What a throw.
As you say, the toughest throw in pro football is a right-handed quarterback running to his left and then throwing. Now, when he runs to his left and throws back to the middle or right, that's even that much more difficult.
Bracken is the holder, and the rookie Chris Jackie will try the extra point and gets it. So with 3:17 left to play in the first quarter at Soldier Field, it's the Packers 14 and the Bears 7.
And Murkowski's moves here, Pat, even before he throws the ball, he makes some great moves in the pocket. He steps up, then he's going to step back, step over, jump out. Roper is chasing him, and now, as we say, he not only throws the ball going to his left, back to his right, but he hits Perry Kemp right on the nose. That is a heck of a football play.
Amazing. Chris Jackie's kickoff is going to be handled by Sanders. At about the 5, and he's got an alley for a moment. And now they shut it down at the 30-yard line. A 21-yard return. Fernell Dent again down first for the Packers. That, of course, in the playoff picture. Bears first and 10. Their own 31. McKinnon comes in motion. Mustard gets the carry. And gets out to about the 35, stopped by Brian Noble after a pickup of 4. Cincinnati beating Houston. Pittsburgh still with slim playoff hopes alive. Miami as well. They could still, in fact, win the AFC East. Detroit has moved ahead of Tampa Bay, now 14-0. Morris is wide right, McKinnon wide left. 2nd and 6. Anderson hit right at the line of scrimmage by Brown. Nevertheless, picked up 2. Cincinnati now 14-0 over Houston.
35 for the Bears.
Brooks and Brown have scored the touchdowns for the Bengals just when it looked as if Houston had taken charge of the AFC Central. Now they're down by 2 touchdowns. 2 minutes left to play in the first quarter at Soldier Field. Packers 14, Bears 7. 3 wide receivers to the right, and now Gentry vacates, goes left. Harbaugh. Gentry. First down. Pushed out by Tiger Green.
You know, I think one of the things that Mike Ditka wanted out of Jim Harbaugh was just relax. Just go out there and be a quarterback and don't feel you have to prove anything. And we talked to Harbaugh, and he says, I want to prove that I should be the starting quarterback. And it's a tough thing being a quarterback here in Chicago. You know, they lose Jim McMahon, and he's traded to San Diego, and Tom Sack starts, Harbaugh starts. The one thing Harbaugh needs is a little success to bring about more confidence.
Someone said, what do you think about the quarterback controversy? And they said, you can't have a controversy if you don't have a quarterback.
Yeah. Did have 12 guys. They realized it and called the timeout.
1st and 10 on their own 44 for the Bears. Packers leading 14-7 as we near the end of the first quarter. Ron Morris split wide left. Harbaugh's pass knocked away by Dave Brown. Boy, what a story that is.
There's an interesting guy, Dave Brown, playing cornerback, and he's a 15-year veteran. Now that is something that a guy can, one, play that long, but play that position that long, and then play it that well. You know, he doesn't have the great speed anymore. He could be a step slow, but he has the savvy. Whatever you're going to show him, Dave Brown has seen.
It's amazing if for that long you can play that spot, as you say, and maintain sanity. Anderson almost broke another one. 8-yard pickup. Scott Stevens tripped him up.
One of the things Mike Ditka was talking about is you have to block Tim Harris, but you also have to block Brian Noble. Now watch 91 there. See, once he was down, Tim Harris was on the other side. There was going to be some room for Neil Anderson to run. I'll tell you, Chuck Cecil came in there and made a heck of a stop.
3rd and 2. Anderson goes wide right. Harbaugh starts him in motion. And he gets the handoff, and he'll get around the corner and get the first down. Out of bounds. Just inside the 45, Johnny Holland pushed him out. Pickup of 4. And the Bears continue to move.
Well, he has his two guards pull out. Watch, Thayer and Borch, 57 and 62, are going to pull out here to the left. They're going to come out here. You see them lead the play. They both get outside the corner. Now Neil Anderson gets right in behind them. They take one guy down. Both of them block one guy. Then that was enough to give Anderson the first down.
That was also a very well-timed play. Anderson arrived just in time after going in motion. Here's Harbaugh. Outside Muster. To about the 36. Knocked out of bounds by Stevens. Fair ball at the Packer 36. The Pack leading 14-7. Double tight end setup this time. Harbaugh doesn't like the Packer defense he sees, and that's a Bear timeout, so they both have 2 left now.
Now the two teams that are still in it, but they need help, are the Green Bay Packers and the Redskins.
That, of course, the NFC. And for Green Bay, here's what has to happen.
Well, the big thing, and the thing that they're thinking about, and the only thing that they're thinking about that is the first thing. They have to win both games.
And, of course, as we've been telling you and will throughout the afternoon, what goes on in Cleveland with the Vikings and the Browns is of utmost importance to the Packer hopes. 2nd and 2. They lead right now 14-7.
I'll tell you, the Bears aren't going to roll over in this one for the Packers.
Handoff is to Muster. First down and more to about the 23. A ramble of 12 for Muster.
I think both teams are able to run better than they thought they were going to be. Watch this, Muster just takes the ball. He's going to break it again right up the middle. Good block there by Jay Hilgenberg. He got the block that sprung him just as he got past the line. And then when Muster gets to the open field, he's a pretty good load.
That's the end of the first quarter with the score, Green Bay 14, Chicago 7. The Bears home since they moved from Wrigley Field, and they might be, if all goes according to their design and a lot of other people locally, moving when they build a new stadium. I think that's almost everybody's hope, but how they're going to get it done is another matter. 1st and 10 Bears at the Packer 24. Muster. Dropped by Scott Stevens. A gain of 2.
You know, Brad, like Neil Anderson, who's always been that type of running back, can come in and be an impact player right away. It's going to take Muster a couple of years.
Muster's a big, tall guy and a bigger target, and he runs sort of straight up. Harbaugh. Incomplete. Intended for Bozo. It was tipped by Johnny Holland before it got there.
That was another thing the Bears have really gotten away from this year is throwing to the tight ends. Earlier in the season, they were throwing a lot to Jim Thornton. And then in the last 5 or 6 games, they've just gotten away from throwing to Thornton and Bozo. So one of the things that they wanted to get back when Mike Ditka was talking about Bear football was throwing more to the tight ends. You can see in the first 9 games, 30 receivers.
3rd and 8. They have no tight end this time. It's 4 wide receivers. Gentry's back there with Harbaugh. Going deep for Anderson. Touchdown. Perfect shot from Harbaugh. Between Mark Murphy and Tiger Green.
Neil Anderson, he's out here split as a wide receiver on the outside, but watch what a great athlete he is and how easy he makes this catch look. He doesn't even look like the ball's thrown to him. He looks like it's just a walk in the park.
And a perfect throw from Harbaugh. We have a tie with 14:04 left to play in the first half. Butler's magic number is 1. And in the AFC, it's like this. It's complicated, John, but it's understandable now, I think.
Well, the Broncos have gotten the home field throughout now, but again, they have to win. You know, it's funny, in the AFC, of all the people we talk to, everyone thinks that the hottest team right now, the Kansas City Chiefs, and they might not even get in the playoffs.
And don't underestimate the rise of the Raiders under Art Shell either.
Oh, I'd never do that.
Workman.
Let's watch the touchdown again. Here's Neil Anderson split out here. He has man-to-man coverage. Then he's also going to have help deep by the safety. But Anderson comes here. Harbaugh makes a good throw by throwing it away from the double coverage. Now watch how Anderson comes. He's just going to run by. The corner should have bumped up there. He didn't get a bump. But watch the safety coming over, and Harbaugh throws it over Anderson's outside shoulder. That's what made it a great throw.
First down, Packers at their own 27. Score tied 14 apiece. Sterling Sharp, who got poked in the eye early, is back. He makes the reception. And as you said before, he can run after he catches. He's a strong guy. 10-yard gain. Roper made the stop. Next, he'll probably reasons for that. The influence of what's happening in the other sports, as you say, and new television contract approaching. Haddix, flag on the play.
Bush. Blair Bush, the center. Rich Moran, the left guard. Ken Rutgers, the left tackle. They're getting a good push in there.
In the form of an illegal shift. 2-man rules, only 1 stop. 5 yards, still first down.
Penalty against the Packers will make it 1st and 15. There's a heck of a guy. Lindy Infante.
Yeah, he's done a heck of a job. You remember when he was Marty Schottenheimer's offensive coordinator at Cleveland? He was the head coach at Jacksonville in the USFL. Very successful. Now here at Green Bay, getting this program back. He's a player's coach. The players love this guy.
1st and 15. Bears coming on a blitz. They pick it up. Intended for Perry Kemp. Tell you what, one thing that this guy's got is a very compact and very strong delivery.
And I'll tell you another thing he has is very, very quick feet. you know, so far in this game, his feet and his quick feet have gotten him out of a lot of trouble. Remember that one scramble out to the left, just being able to buy some time to move, even on that one. He really moves well in the pocket.
He was saying last night, this is like his junior year in college. He came up, his first year he wasn't quite sure. Last year he started to feel a little bit better, and now it was like his junior year. It's time for him to take charge, if he's going to take charge. And he has.
One thing about the NFL, you got a whole bunch of senior years.
Buckno breaks a couple of tackles to the 35, pickup of 3. Sean Gale made the stop. Got to hit somebody before you bruise them, don't you?
You have to get to them to hit them to bruise them.
5 wide outs again. But this time Makowski is under the center with no backs. He's gone. He slipped about 3 yards short of a first down, regained his balance, scrambled for 12 yards, and got his first down.
Yeah, Randall Cunningham is the leading quarterback runner. Makowski's second. But watch what happens. You see, when you got these 5 guys on the line of scrimmage, they call this scatter. Now look what it does here. You see, that drives everyone deep. Now everyone's here at this line. Now when Makowski comes out of here, he has all this area to run to get the first down, because those 5 guys have taken off 7 defenders. So now 7 defenders are deep, and Makowski can run 12 yards.
And get a Packer first down at the 48. Their 48. This is Woodside. Out of the pack again. Well, what a day he's having. Donnell Woodford. Woodford brought him down.
So much for the tackle getting better and crisper. It's the same thing. And you see, Woodside is going to get into the line of scrimmage here. He's going to get in, and it looks like there's nothing here. He's deep in the I formation. Now he starts his cutback. Now watch what he does in the hole here. No one tackles him. So he just sees right there, his head's up, his eyes are looking forward, then he gets a good block here, makes a cut out here to the outside, picks up another block by Sterling Sharp, then he can break to the outside. Some good moves in the hole and some good blocking in the hole.
21 yards for Woodside. That's Haddix. And he breaks a couple of tackles. And gets down to about the 27, a pickup of 5. Rivera made the stop.
Lindy Infante calls the plays. You see him, he'll call them, then he has the 2 backup quarterbacks signal him in. But I think that he has to be surprised at how successful his running game is.
He as much as said to us last night, we're not going to be able to run against these guys. And look at this.
I know it. And I'm sure that he's probably the most shocked guy there. He was sure that he had to do it with a pass.
Reverse fake. Pass is outside. I'm sure that's Haddix. And another first down, stopped by David Tate.
Yeah, this is the thing that impresses me, Pat, about Makowski as much as anything, is his movement. See, he fakes here and how he can move and throw on the run. That time, that was a waggle. I mean, you fake the ball and then you come out. Before we saw him run to the left and throw. We've seen him run 12 yards for a first down. But his foot movement, to me, is the most impressive thing about him.
And that could be even more important on a day like this and a field like this. Because as the day passes, it's going to get more treacherous and harder. Hand off to Haddix. The ball's loose. Scramble, and I think Makowski got it. That ball popped back about 10 yards. And Makowski wisely didn't try to pick it up. He got on top of it.
Looked like
I think that's wise.
Yeah, it looked like Richard Dent just took a swing at it in the line of scrimmage and popped it out of there. As you said, Makowski was back there just looking at the play. Watch Dent right there. Looked like he just knocked it out with his left hand. Knocked it way back there. Mikowski, after handing off, was about 10 yards deep.
He had to fight Roper for it. And Mikowski's lucky, and the Packers are that he got it back.
Watch 95 Den again. He's coming off a block. He spins out of it, and as he spins out of it, his left hand knocks the ball out of there. Usually a quarterback that runs a lot is also good at recovering fumbles.
2nd and 21. Mikowski. Sterling Sharp. Anxious to show you he could run after he caught it. But there's one thing you have to do before you do that. Catch it.
Donnell Wolford, who's a rookie corner for the Bears, who goes everywhere Sterling Sharp is, was so far off of Sharp, I think that he knew that he had a big play. I think he was half laughing there because he couldn't believe how far Wolford was off him. Wolford was really defending the goal line. Watch, here's Wolford back here, way off him and falling down. Sharp is looking at him and thinking, well, he's really off me. He forgot to catch the old ball.
3rd and 21. Here's that 5 wide receiver package again. Mikowski going to take off. And he's down at the 1-yard line, and he took some pretty good hits. After a 20-yard scramble, Marcus Paul was the first man to hit him. George Streeter also there.
You know, this isn't bad. The first thing you see, you only got 5 guys left there when you go 5 wide receivers. So the Bears are going to blitz. The Packers did a good job of picking up the blitz. Now Mikowski comes to the outside. Now there's no one there. Why? Because they got 5 receivers who run all the rest of the defense off.
He got close to enough on that scramble for a first down. Not quite.
Look at it here. We see the 5 wide receivers, 3 on this side, 2 on that side. But look what that does to the defense. That spreads them out. Now, Mikowski on this run had to get in the end zone. He didn't get in the end zone. He didn't pick up a first down, and the Packers are going to have to kick a field goal here.
They only need a couple of inches. And so Jackie will try to put the Packers ahead 17-14. Brackett is the holder, and the field goal is good. So with 7 minutes and 15 seconds left to play in the first half at Soldier Field, the Packers lead the Bears by 3. 17-14, the Packers have just recaptured the lead. 11 plays, a 71-yard drive, and a field goal by Jackie. Sanders. Wrapped up by Burnell Dent. Some of the other scores from around the NFL in Week 15. Still 0-0 in Cleveland between the Vikings and Browns. Miami over Indianapolis, 10-7. Kansas City, 3-0 over San Diego. Nick Lowry's field goal gives him 1,000 points in his career. As Gentry on the move, Harbaugh hits for Sanders. Sanders is hit behind the line. First by Brian Noble, a loss of 2.
That's the guy that Mike Ditka was talking about yesterday. He said there's 2 guys, if we're going to be able to run and we got to block. That's Tim Harris, and the other guy is Brian Noble. And watch here, when Brian Noble comes, he's going to come firing down the line. Watch him here. They start in the I formation. He's reading the whole thing. You see 91 right there? He reads the whole. He's going to square up when the back squares up. I'll tell you, he knocks him right back where he came from.
Makes it 2nd and 12. Sanders goes in motion, and Harbaugh goes back to throw it. Complete to Bozo. To about the 32-yard line, a pickup of 10. Brian Noble and Johnny Holland brought down the Bear tight end.
Bears have good pass protection. You see this defense here? That's a form of the Bear defense where you have 3 guys in the middle, then they got a stunt, but they pick it up. You see, they give Harbaugh a solid middle. Now, if you give him a solid middle, you can push the outside guys, Tim Harris, out and let him step up.
3rd and 1 for the Bears at their own 32-yard line. Jim Harbaugh, the Bear quarterback, and will be unless he gets hurt next week against the 49ers. They want to see what he can do. To the tight end, Thornton had it and dropped it. Mark Murphy was the cover man.
Look at Jim Thornton. He has those big old arms on him. Even in this cold weather, he's not going to cover him up. You know, when Tomczak was hurt and he had to play Harbaugh, Thornton was going to be the backup quarterback because he played quarterback in high school. You have big old arms like that. You take the ball, you just pop it. You go boom, and you just pop the old ball. You just have a bladder there.
He was recruited, as you say, into college as a quarterback, and then he got interested and devoted to weightlifting, and that's what happened. You become a tight end. Query, back deep, breaks 1 tackle. To about the 32, stopped by Troy Johnson on the coverage. Buford. They lead by 3. Haddix is the man in motion. Mikowski to Woodside. Brought down at the 36. Rivera was the first man to hit him. Pick up a 5. Second and 5. A bright, sunshiny day at Soldier Field, but with the wind chill factor, it feels like it's -10 degrees. Nevertheless, as you said, maybe he got one of those air pumps in those arms.
He has to have something. He has to have some stuff you can't see that you spread on there, too, I think. How could it be 10 below 0 and you're out there like that, your shirt sleeve?
Here's Mikowski. Flag on the play. Intended for Kemp. He might have been over the line of scrimmage. Vesty Jackson was the defender. And remember how the Packers beat the Bears the first time they played.
Mikowski was saying last time that he could see that thing, that he wasn't over the line. There's a line right there. Yeah, he's a yard over at that time. Because the yard, the line on that track right there, just like that.
But the cars look better than that.
Oh. Used to take 2 locomotives to get me in.
Incomplete. Another flag. Penalty marker down. Aubrey Matthews, the intended receiver. 2 flags.
Illegal contact, number 49, defense, holding, number 57, offense, the penalty's off 6, bring him down.
Well, the first part was Rich Moran, the left guard, holding. See, we see him, 57, right there. He doesn't look like he held. He just got run over. He didn't hold anyone on anything.
He should have held.
Yeah. That's the difference. That's getting some guy just jacking you up and stepping on you. That shouldn't be a penalty. That's embarrassing.
2nd and 15. Again, there are no backs and 5 wide receivers. What they call scatter. Mikowski gets away from Roper. Try to get it to Sterling Sharp.
Now, the Bears, I know, would like to blitz it, but it's hard to blitz 5 wide receivers.
Flag on the play. Mikowski for Kemp. He is looking right back into the sun. I don't think he ever saw that ball come at him.
So know that he had a free play, so you...
3rd and 10, that makes it.
You know, it's hard to imagine those 2 things going together, wind chill and sun.
Does sound strange, doesn't it?
Yeah, the wind chill's 10 below 0 and the sun got in his eyes. Well, that's some colloquialism or something.
One thing, colloquialism. In all our years, I don't heard you never used that word before. Here's Mikowski. Dumps it down the middle to Aubrey Matthews. Matthews gets into Bear territory, stopped by Marcus Paul, a Packer first down. 24-yard gain.
The one thing about this that is making this work is that they can spread it out. They can go to all the receivers, but the line has to give Mikowski some time. The line is doing a good job. You see, now he can step up. Now, once he gets in this position, again, he doesn't have to run every time. He can also pick out any one of those 5 guys downfield.
As mobile as he is, he can make an offensive line look good. Mikowski has him. You saw him look left and realize he had nothing in that direction and then go back to the other side.
Still, the most impressive thing is his feet. If you watch his feet moving, you just watch his feet. Every time he takes a shot, his feet get in position to throw. But it all starts with this. Good pass protection. Look at that pocket he has. Look at those feet. The feet went from the middle to the left, back to the right. Always good balance and always ready to throw.
He was an option quarterback in college at Virginia, so he didn't get a chance to throw a lot. But he's got plenty of fire in that arm. Here comes the blitz. He just has to unload it, and he does to Sharp. What about that throw? Roper was the man with the pressure.
Don Mikowski's made 2 throws in this half that are as good a throws and good a plays as I don't think I've ever seen. Watch this one. He's running out here. He got guys hanging on him. Finds Sterling Sharp, throws off any foot, gets it out there. This guy's having an amazing half of football.
It would take you back to the days of the old single-wing tailback. They used to jump up in the air and throw it. That's exactly what he did.
We've got everything here. We've got spinners and throwbacks and runs and throws and whoa.
Shades of Harry Gilmer.
Sid Luckman.
Or the Heisman Trophy. The statue, I mean. Woodside, left side. Pick up 1.
I know one thing. We're looking for guys for the All-Madden team, and I think right here we just have to stick that Mikowski in the computer.
Well, there's another guy down there who's campaigning for it. That's Kevin Butler. He asked me before the game, what do I have to do to get on the All-Madden team?
McDonald's and you, there's an old friend just like home. Have a good time.
The cookie and mine. Hey guys, ever play Black Waddle Waddle? Never heard of it. Give me a French fry and I'll tell ya.
Together, McDonald's and you.
We are never thinking wearing luck. If it rains all week, then pretend you're a duck. Whack, whack, waddle, waddle, whack, whack, waddle, waddle, whack.
Together, McDonald's and you.
Good place to run a play pass.
They need 2. At the Bear 17, and here's your play fake. Mikowski kept it himself. Touchdown, Green Bay. He had Ron Hallstrom in front of him. Mikowski with 17 yards.
That's the thing. They got in that tight formation, I formation, and third down, they had about 2 yards. That's a little long. So they bring the Bear defense in. Look, give them a good run fake in the middle, and then Mikowski just bootlegs out there with Ron Hallstrom as guard out in front of him. He didn't even need a block after that good fake.
Hallstrom never did find anybody to hit. Jackie's extra point is good, and the Packers go ahead by 10. With 1 minute and 53 seconds left to play in the first half, they lead 24-14. Watch Hallstrom, 65. He can't find anybody to block. Green Bay's first 4 possessions. You don't see any punts in there. All you see is points.
And the biggest part of that offense has been Don Mikowski. He's been well over half of it with his throwing and running.
Gentry and Sanders back deep. Sanders has it bounce off his hand, and he'll down it in the end zone. They'll start from the 20. Some of the trying to keep their hopes alive. Harbaugh. Pass complete to Gentry. Pick up of 13 and a first down Bears with 1:40 left to play in the first half. Bears go with no huddle. Each team with 2 timeouts left. Harbaugh outside to Anderson, who slipped down. This field is going to get more and more treacherous.
You know, that's one thing about Mike Ditka, his type of football, and the Bears. They really want to run the ball, and that's good, but sometimes the clock has something to do with that. You can't, like now. And then sometimes you get behind and you can't do it. That's what's been happening to them.
Mike was saying yesterday, that's what we don't want to do, and that's really what we can't do. That is, be forced to throw the ball all the time.
The Packers haven't been stopped yet today. They've scored every time they've had the ball.
Have not had punt. That's McKinnon, the move man. Flag on the play. Harbaugh fires upfield, intended for Gentry, incomplete, but a penalty. So that'll make it 3rd and 3 for the Bears at their own 40, or just inside the 40. The Packers leading by 10 points. Gets it to Gentry. That'll be enough for a first down, and now they want a timeout. A gain of... We're at Soldier Field, Chicago, with 44 seconds remaining in the first half. Harbaugh outside to Wendell Davis. Up there's at the Packer 44. Harbaugh is going to have it picked off by Mark Lee. Lee buried by Jay Hilgenberg. Morris was the intended receiver. Lee brought it back 10 yards.
Hey, and Mark Lee is the young corner of this Green Bay team. He's only 10 years experience. You talk about experienced corners. These 2 corners, Mark Lee with the interception here, Dave Brown on the other side, have 25 years experience. You aren't going to fool those guys.
That is remarkable. That was Lee's 2nd interception this year.
I remembered Mark Lee when he came out of the University of Washington. In addition to being a good cover guy, he was also a good punt returner.
1st and 10 Packers. 29 seconds remain on the clock. There is pass blocking. The formation up front. Here's Mikowski. Out of the pocket, gets up to about the 40. The first score in Cleveland is by the Vikings. They lead 3-0. Here, Green Bay has taken a timeout. Coming up at the half today, Brent and Irv with the scores and highlights, and a special feature on the Bears' defensive leader now that Dan Hampton is gone, Mike Singletary. Sideline and civilian close. 2nd and 5. Incomplete. Intended for Aubrey Matthews. 12 seconds left. I remember Forrest Gregg saying to us one time, the toughest thing, or one of the toughest things about a new guy, a young team. Here's Mikowski. Chased by Roper. Pass incomplete. 4 seconds left. Anyway, just to continue, one of the things for young players, when they come right out of college, they think they played 10 games or 11 games and they're through. That's it. Don Bracken in for the first Packer punt. Mark Green back deep for the Bears.
That they can take the snap and run a play or let Mikowski run, and the Bears will never get the ball to return. There's really no reason to punt the ball.
And no reason to take a chance on having an attempted punt blocked.
But the thing is, it'll be interesting what Mikowski does. Does he get the ball and run around, or does he just fire it down the field?
The half is over. So they accomplished what they wanted. Lindy Infanti's team leads the Bears by 10 points, 24-14 at the half.
And the Packers were very, very impressive offensively, and we knew when we were talking to them and the Bears, they expected a passing game, but I think Lindy Infante and club come out here and they learned that they can run a little on this team, and I bet you as they go in now for halftime, they're going to think, hey, we got some things going we didn't know, that we can run, we can use that 5 receivers and spread them out.
Well, of course, the big run was a 68-yard touchdown sprint.
Defense, a lot of batted balls. Here's one here. Henry Thomas knocks down a Bernie Kosar pass. In the first half, Brent, the Vikings knocked down 5 of Kosar's passes.
And then at the other end, Wade Wilson had one batted down by Al Bubba Baker. What's the total offense for these two teams?
Well, it's kind of pathetic. The Vikings have only went up 96 yards, and the Browns 85 yards in the first half, so it's been all defense in bad weather.
Okay, well, the Green Bay Packers need some help from the Browns in the second half. The Packers have done their part. Dan Hampton, the noblest of Bears, forced to watch much of this season from the sideline. What a great run by Keith Woodside, the way he spun out of there.
Terrific explosion. Now, once he gets into the secondary, it's simply a foot race between himself and the defensive back. Woodside wins the race, 68 yards for the touchdown.
Long season for that man. Jim Harbaugh, this is a perfectly thrown ball.
Right on target here. Neil Anderson's his target, but he makes it look like an easy catch. Over the head, over the shoulder, 21 yards for the score.
Let's see. Joe Montana figures to go to the Pro Bowl, but I think it'd be awfully nice if they'd add this man. What a year he's had. Don Mikowski, Earth.
Well, he's finally coming to his own. Goes down there, setting up a field opportunity for his club. But now watch this, Brent. Here he fakes a handoff, rolls out to his right, and just wanders into the end zone for a 17-yard touchdown run.
And, of course, hoping that Cleveland can come back against Minnesota in the second half. Cincinnati.
And get cash back up to $1,000 or GMAC financing as low as 4.8% for 48 months on select.
Find themselves in an unaccustomed place this time of year. They're going to join you at home watching the playoffs on TV. The Bears failed to make postseason play for the first time since '83. And as Dick Butkus reports, there's one Bear who is especially heartbroken.
Halftime statistics.
I think the biggest surprise there, Pat, is the 169 yards rushing by the Packers. I think the Bears have 108. That was the type of game they wanted to play, and I didn't think they expected that kind of rushing from the Packers.
Yeah. They tell you why they've been able to control the ball.
And, of course, that's the thing that gives them that time of possession and all that. You look by quarters, Green Bay rushed almost 100 yards in the first quarter, 73 in the second quarter. That was something that they started off, remember, with that big run to Woodside right off the bat.
That was 68 of those yards. Mikowski 10 out of 16, the one touchdown pass to Kemp. He scored one himself. Woodside the other. And Jackie got a field goal, and it's 24-14. Gentry and Sanders back deep. Jackie's kickoff will go to Sanders. Fumble. Green Bay's got it. Herman Fontenot with a recovery. And the Packers will take over deep in Bear territory.
Hey, that is the thing that is going to kill the Bears, Pat. I'm sure that they go in. Mike Ditka gives them a big fiery speech coming out. Okay, let's get fired up. Good return. You'll get this thing, turn it around, and then boom, you fumble on the opening kickoff.
Ken Stills made the hit. They start off the second half with Woodside and Fullwood. And Mikowski goes right to work. And sent it for Woodside a little too hard, a little too far.
Hands cold.
It also becomes like a rock. Mikowski out of the pocket, chased, sidearm. Chased by Rivera in the direction of Kemp.
And he throws it like underhand from the side, but the way he played in the first half and some of the things that he has thrown and completed, I think the officials would have a hard time saying, hey, you can't complete something like that.
Think back about the touchdown pass he threw to Kemp. That was off the wrong foot, going the wrong way. It was fluttering, but it was a touchdown, 3rd and 10. The Bear defense is braced. Shuttle pass, the front mill. Stopped by George Streeter. There's field goal range for Jackie.
And it's in play on Dent.
45 yards, 44 make it for Jackie. Going to be far enough. And it's good. Chris Jackie. He was the first kicker taken in last year's draft. And the Packers are happy about it. Professional football, the 49ers. At Candlestick. This is Matt Suey. And Suey gets out to about the 39-yard line. Gentry comes in motion to the line. Handoff is to Anderson. Hit behind the line by Scott Stevens.
You know, one name that we hadn't heard a lot today is that of Tim Harris, who has been the big guy in this Packer defense. In fact, the Packers have a defense that they call Tim Rover. Tim, of course, being for Tim Harris. And on that defense, he can go and line up any place he wants to. In fact, they're in it now. See, he just moves over. He just decides to work against Van Horn on this play.
And there's no pattern to it, so you can't scout it. He just goes where he feels the play might come. He's rolling at Harbaugh's feet. Harbaugh dropped the ball, and Tim Harris was wrapped around his legs. Mark Bortz made the recovery.
Look at him, and then after he gets a sack, then he gets his guns going. Watch, he's going here against Van Horn. Van Horn cuts him. Harris just keeps rolling, does a double roll, tackles Harbaugh, and the ball goes out.
You know, that's just exactly what you were talking about, and Harbaugh was talking to us about yesterday. That ball gets so cold and so hard, it becomes slick, and he just couldn't hold on as Harris leads.
I think when Van Horn cut Harris, I think he hurt that ankle that has been bothering Tim Harris. He hasn't been playing at 100%.
Third down, a blitz coming. It's to Anderson, midfield, first down Bears. Maybe. Going to be close. Stopped by Mark Lee.
That was one of those hot read things. Ron Pitts was coming, the defensive back. He was coming on a corner blitz or safety blitz. And then Harbaugh just threw to the area that Pitts vacated.
They're going to bring the sticks out to measure. Harris, as you say, has had a bad ankle. And he's torn. Yep. I'm sure he's not at a loss for words. Maybe hurt, but he can still talk. This is Anderson. Hit right at the line of scrimmage by Burnell Dent. Anderson carried.
I tell you, he talks a lot, but he's respected. He's respected by his own players and by the players on the other team, too. I know that when Billy Ard was one of the Plan B players, he came to the Packers and he says, I always thought Tim Harris was crazy. We'd play against him when he played for the Giants. He said, we look at this Harris and he's talking and yelling and screaming. And I said, come on. I said, he's a nice guy. He's normal.
Well, I don't know if that's necessarily true.
Yeah, no defensive player is normal.
Harbaugh gets to Anderson, and Anderson will score for the Bears. 49 yards out. threw a strike.
And I think Harbaugh, after he threw that one, I think he went and talked to Tim Harris about it. You say, if you have a player like Neil Anderson, you want to get the ball to him any way you can, as many times as you can.
Butler kicking, Tomzak holding. 24-21. So the Bears, 27-21. Back deep for the Packers. Butler's kickoff is a line drive. Fumbled and finally picked up by Carl Brand. The Bears are down in a hurry. Only a 10-yard return. Kevin Butler broke his right wrist last week making a tackle. No more.
Going to come straight out here. Stills is a safety. He falls down, and Anderson goes right by for the touchdown. Watch Anderson come straight up the field. Watch Stills, 29. He falls down, and boom, that's a straight shot to the end zone.
Footing is going to become more and more treacherous as the game winds down. 1st and 10 Packers from the 20. Fullwood gets the carry. Left side, 3 yards. Stopped by Dick Shabura. 3rd quarter, and Cleveland is still 3-0 Minnesota. Cincinnati just overwhelming Houston. Pittsburgh still ahead of New England. Indianapolis 21-13, trying to knock the Dolphins out of a tie for first in the East. Detroit 27-0 over Tampa Bay. 2nd and 7. The Green Bay Packers trying to keep their playoff hopes alive. And they have to win them both. Here and next week in Dallas. Outside. Woodside. About a yard shy of a first down, taken down by David Tate. 3rd and 1.
Does not like Green Bay.
And over and above that, he does not like to lose.
And he honestly feels that the Bears are better right now than the Packers.
Whenever I need a fun pick-me-up, I pick up Radio Shack's electronic Space Aliens game I got Cindy for Christmas. Or I pick up the Jet Fighter game I gave Jim. Wow, a direct hit! Or I pick up the Pro Action Football game I gave Jeremy. Touchdown!
That's why we picked up the Space Rescue game for you, Grant.
A wide selection of electronic games from $7.95, only at Radio Shack, the technology store.
3rd and 2 at the 28. Mikowski said we can't hear. I'm sure there are quite a few no-shows, but the folks that are here are making a lot of racket.
Let it happen, Captain.
3rd and 2. Woodside goes in motion. And Mikowski almost fell down, chased by McMichael. They got the first down after all that. To Woodside. McMichael in pursuit of Mikowski. They got 9 yards. And that'll take some of the noise out of the crowd and diminish that problem.
Now, Steve McMichael is thinking if there's anything that a defensive lineman hates to play against, it's a running quarterback. And then when you run and you chase the guy and you don't catch him, that's really tough. Now, how did...
I'd have to guess they're from Wisconsin somewhere.
Yeah, but how do you get up in the morning and say, well, what am I going to wear today? Hey, honey, give me that hunk of cheese I can stick on my head already, okay?
Maybe one of the things that you didn't go to bed last night, so you don't have to worry about it when you get up in the morning.
Decide that.
Flag on the play. Caught by Sterling Sharp, but a penalty marker is thrown. Wolford knocked him out of bounds. 2-yard pickup. First and 20.
He's a big old 300-pound guy.
Here's Mikowski with time. To Woodside. To Woodside. Hammered out of bounds, close to a first down by David Tate. 19-yard gain.
Yeah, you can't beat a quarterback in today's football that can move. I don't know that in the future that you're going to be able to play and not move in the pocket the way Mikowski does, because with all the pass protection and with all the blitzes and all the things they do, you have to be able to do this. Now watch what he does. Good pass protection there. Look at Holstrom in there. Boom, he's straightening into it. You get your guy, you fight in it, whap, you get your hands, get him turned around so your quarterback can do it.
Straight ahead is Fullwood. Just about midfield, pick up of 5 yards. 20. The Browns have scored and lead Minnesota 7-3.
4, Cleveland, 7, Minnesota, 3.
Heck, they just announced that score here, Pat, and that's what the fans are reacting to.
Especially those with a Green Bay interest. Kowski changing the play. 1st and 10. Or 1st and 3, beg your pardon. Woodside.
Kind of a bone of contention here where Troy Aikman was the #1 pick in the draft, and then the #2 pick, again by the Packers, was Tony Mandarich. And then he missed all training camp and didn't come in and didn't play. And Alan Weingrad is the starting right tackle. Mandarich can't beat him out. Weingrad was a free agent.
Here's Mikowski chase. This does get rid of it. And a flag on the play, and for an NFL update, beg your pardon, Mikowski's hurt. And there's a flag on the play for intentional grounding, I'm sure. David Tate, the man who put the heat on the Packer quarterback.
And there were 2 Packer coaches or trainers out on the field because they get Mikowski for throwing this one away.
Mikowski, a flag on the play intended for Sharp. Daniel Wolford back with Sterling. Sharp, a penalty marker down. It's going to be against the Bears.
Interference, number 21, defense, 1st down.
That is what amounts to a 48-yard penalty.
Now what the rule here is, Daniel Wolford is number 21. See, he can't get his hand up there and make contact if he doesn't look for the ball. The rule is, you see, had his head been turned back towards us or back towards the quarterback, he could have done that. But if he doesn't look at the ball or back towards the quarterback and he makes that contact, then it's pass interference.
Again, the Bears say that one of the reasons Wolford has had his problems throughout the year is because he was not in training camp. And that's one of the techniques that he might have not had an opportunity to work on. Fullwood gets away from one Bear. Out of bounds at about the 6-yard line.
Why you not looking down again? Step down right here.
Fullwood doesn't believe that he stepped out around the 6.
Here comes Hallstrom.
He gets knocked off. Hallstrom gets knocked off by Dent, but he's able to come. He still gets enough for Rivera there. A little block there. Now we'll see if he steps on the line or not. But he looked pretty close there. Here, we're going to see it here. Did his foot step on the line on the 6?
Jackson is in that camera view. So we couldn't tell, really. Now, another angle. Yep.
I don't know that it was the 6, though. Like it's Christmas time, you know, Do kids ever say, I want a referee shirt for Christmas?
7-yard line, as was called. It's second down.
At the 6-yard line. They have upheld it.
Yeah, where do they come from? Have you ever heard of a kid saying, I want to be an official?
No.
What do you want to be when you grow up? Yeah. What do you want to be when you grow up? An instant replay director?
I don't think I've ever heard anybody say that.
The first word they learn is inconclusive. Yeah.
Inconclusive. Encroach. Another one of those words you don't use in other situations, isn't it? Second down. Ball is loose. They're saying it was down. The officials say it was down. Roper came up with it. This is another one that perhaps they'll look at again.
Yeah, you don't can change a football game. You look how close the Bears and the Packers have been. Was Mikowski over the line? Did Woodside step on the line? Is this a fumble or not? Did the whistle blow or not? See, the thing that you don't know is when the whistle blew. They had to say the whistle blew before the ball came out.
He got 4 yards of first down, and the handoff is to Fullwood, who is hurled to the ground by Steve McMichael and Ron Rivera. A loss of 8 yards, back to the 10.
Hey, you watch here. This is goal line defense, goal line offense. Everyone bunched. The right guard pulls. Now when Holstrom pulls, that lets McMichael penetrate. McMichael penetrates the hole that Holstrom left. Then he gets in the backfield and disrupts everything.
And that makes it second and goal from the 10-yard line. With the clock running and 5 minutes, 10 seconds left, third quarter. Singletary, I believe. Ed West was the intended receiver.
Mikowski saw it. He really drilled Ed West this time. This is the first pass that I remember to a tight end. Watch, he's looking out to his right, looking to his right. Then he feels the pressure, and he comes back. He wasn't throwing it to Ed West. He was throwing it outside. In fact, he was throwing to Perry Kemp. And West reacted to it, and West was darn near like the interceptor.
He's the one who deflected it. I thought a Bear got his hand on it, but it was West. Third down. Quarterback draw, and Mikowski is wrapped up at the 5. George Streeter stopped.
Well, this is, again, this is just a quarterback draw. They're trying to bring the Bears up in pass rush. The Bears didn't go for it. They are now keying Mikowski for the run. They are spying him. They're mirroring him.
23-yard field goal attempt by Jackie is good. And the Packers go ahead 30-21. 4-19. The Cleveland Cavaliers against the Atlanta Hawks. Packers tried an onside kick, or else he just missed it, I'm not sure. Or it was falling off the tee when he approached. Any of the above and a flag on the play. The Bears got the recovery.
I've never seen a kicker cause that much trouble. Pat, after he kicked it, he went and started arguing. I think the ball just fell off the tee. This isn't going to be an onside kick. Watch, just before he kicked, the ball falls off. So he hits the thing. In fact, he looked like he was trying to stop the kick. Then he went and started a fight.
Personal foul on this very roughness, number 13, kicking team, 15 yards, first down.
Talk about a bad play. Unfortunate. Miserable. Terrible. Ball falling off the tee. In golf, you can't hit a moving golf ball.
Yeah, and then you go start a fight. What kind of kicker's done that? The poor guy, he goes up, he darn near shoots an air ball. And then after the air ball, he runs into the middle of a bunch of guys and starts a fight. And he's a kicker. And he's a rookie.
Hey, once you kick it, not too much else you can do. So you might as well start a fight, I guess. Buster. Stopped by Nelson. And for an NFL update, let's go to Brent Musburger in New York.
Well, Pat, this is the Cleveland Brown touchdown against the Vikes. And for Ron Middleton, his first catch of the season. And what a big one, because the Browns still ahead of the Vikings right now, although the Vikes are driving. Let's go back to Pat and John.
Well, a very unusual event just occurred here. And Green Bay's Chris Jackie kicked the ball as it was falling off the tee. The ball went 10 yards. The Bears recovered. Anderson comes in motion. Harbaugh back to throw it. To Thornton. Thornton, did he have it long enough? Chuck Cecil made the hit on Thornton.
Yeah, that Chuck Cecil is a guy that Mike Ditka says will really hit you. He says they have one guy in their secondary. He didn't even call him by name. He just said 26. He said that 26 goes flying around. I'll tell you, he'll hit you. He hit Jim Thornton just as he got that ball.
3rd and 1. The ball's at the Packer 23-yard line. Muster and Anderson behind Harbaugh. Now it's only Muster. Muster gets the first down. Brought down by Brown and Brian Noble.
That was a good surge there by Tom Thayer, Keith Van Horn, Jay Hilgenberg. They didn't have a lead block in there, but watch the center, the right guard, and the right tackle. Watch the surge. Boom! You see that? They get that stuff going back there, and all Muster has to do is get in behind it, and he got the first down.
The Packer player who's injured is Blaze Winter. Well, I'm not disagreeing with you.
No, I know, but I don't buy that.
Harbaugh gives to Muster. Muster to about the 15. Stopped by Bob Nelson, a pickup of 5, nevertheless. The Vikings just went ahead, 10-7 in Cleveland. And from the pictures we've seen from Cleveland, the weather there is just about like this, except snow.
There's Hank Bulla there. He's the defensive coordinator. This Green Bay team. Yeah, right there in the middle, turning around now. Remember, he used to be with the Pittsburgh Steelers for years. They're a great defensive team.
2nd and 5 at the 14. Anderson. Short of a first down. Brought down by Brian Noble. Greg Landry calls the plays for the Bears, 3rd and 3. They send Anderson in motion. They fake to Muster, get the ball out to Anderson. He stepped away from 2 Green Bay tacklers. Toe dancing by Neal.
Hey, the first guy who misses is Chuck Cecil out there. We're just talking about Green Bay, a good tackler. But watch Cecil, 26, he comes up there, he misses, Anderson makes him miss, and then he gets the first down.
That'll make it 1st and goal from the 4. Anderson also made Murphy miss.
I think that official signaled touchdown, didn't he? I think he thought the 5-yard line was a goal line. You see him? He put his hands up like it was a touchdown.
Got to remember it's cold. 1st and goal from the 4. Hand off Muster. And Muster, touchdown. Just about on his own.
That, and he had a good line surge again. That's the second one. Remember the first down he picked up? Good offensive line surge. Again, down there inside the 5-yard line. Watch the line surge here. They're getting those Packers going back, and Mustard just gets in with them and then underneath them for the touchdown.
Butler for the extra point with Tom Zach holding.
Heck of a game.
It sure is. 30-28 with 32 seconds left in the third.
He's the same good coach he's always been.
Butler's kickoff is short. Bounces in the hands of Tony Mandarich. His first kickoff return, I'm sure. To New York again, and Brent Musburger.
Pretty good fullback. Incidentally, fireworks. Vikings scoring a Herschel Walker 29-yard touchdown. Then it's Kosar's turn for the Browns. Time running down in the third, and the Browns strike back. They regain the lead, Pat, as they go into the fourth quarter. So now the Green Bay Packers could get some help. Browns lead the Vikes 14-10. Back to Pat and John.
At Soldier Field, it's 30-28. The Pack leading the Bears. They haven't announced that Minnesota score to this crowd yet. But when they do, you'll hear the roar and you'll know what happened. Mikowski to John Spagnola. Stopped by Rivera. A loss of a yard on that completion.
You see Rivera out there, he had a hold of Spagnola, and then Dent came along and just finished it out. Big old Richard Dent. Rivera was holding him there. It was like Dent would say, hold him up till I get there.
All right, that's the end of the third quarter with the score Green Bay 38, Green Bay 30, Chicago 28. We now pause for a word from your local station. One more quarter at Soldier Field. 2nd and 11 for the Packers from their own 27. They lead by 2 points. Mikowski to Sharp, whose footing betrayed him as he started to make a move. Marcus Paul on the stop.
This is one of the things that Sterling does well. He runs patterns well, and then he breaks tackles. He makes that first guy miss him. You see what it was? Part of it is because of his strong body. The other part is he just takes it and then he does a little spinner and spins off the tackle.
18 yards. He had caught 78 coming into today's game. He's got 4 today. Mikowski back to throw it again. A flag on the play. Bestie Jackson knocked Sterling Sharp out of bounds. 13-yard gain.
That was a different pattern Sharp ran. He looked like he was blocking the guy, and then he pushed off him. And that's what they're going to call him on, too. I saw the whole pattern. He looked like he was blocking or shielding the guy, and then he pushed the defender and ran out. I'm sure they're going to call it on Sharp.
Tell you what, we had a chance to talk to him last night.
Number 84, offense, 10 yards, still first down.
Very impressive young man.
Yeah, he is. Watch what he does. He's playing against Wolford up there. Now watch, you see, he puts his hands on him. And he just starts like they're dancing and dancing and dancing. Then he pushes Wolford down and then runs an out pattern. I was watching that pattern. I said, geez, that's an interesting pattern. I've never seen it run quite like that before.
1st and 20. Packer ball, their own 35 now. Kowski gets it to Sharp. And Sharp. John Madden was talking before about what a strong receiver he is. And he again illustrated that. 9-yard gain.
I remember when Sharp was a senior in college and we were doing a Washington Redskin game, and Bobby Beathard said maybe the best player in college football is Sterling Sharp. And being from South Carolina, you know, you didn't see or hear about him a lot. And then the Packers got him, and then this year he's looking like maybe he was the best that year.
He caught 55 passes last year as a rookie, and everybody was disappointed. They had so much expectation. Roper hit Bukowski. Richard Dent has the football. Bukowski is still down. They're checking his right shoulder, or underneath that right shoulder pad.
We'll see what happens here. Bukowski is going to be back. Dent is coming up the field. Roper's going to chase him out. You see Roper 55 there? He's starting to the outside. They're chasing Bukowski out. Now here comes Roper, and right there, he's going to reach in. You see, and he knocks Bukowski. Just as he's throwing, Roper hits him. The ball goes up in the air. Dent catches it on a fly. Bukowski, I think, got that shoulder hit just as he was throwing the ball.
And now he's up. It looked as if Roper, the initial contact he made was right in the throat with his right arm.
Well, he does, but you see then, the other thing, he does get hit right in the throat, but the arm tries to go through and can't, so that pressure still goes on the shoulder.
1st and 10, Bears at the Packer 13. Anderson somersaults to the 10. 2-yard gain. Richard Dent got his first interception since 1985.
And Richard Dent was just chasing the quarterback. He wasn't doing anything. The play was really John Roper's play. Roper hit him. Dent was just the second guy getting there, and up popped the ball.
2nd and 8. 12 and a half minutes left to play. Green Bay leading by 2 points. His pass is intercepted by Scott Stevens. Just starting his 2nd game of the year today. In place of John Anderson, and he comes up with a big key interception.
Jim Harbaugh came out on a bootleg, and I don't even think he saw Scott Stevens. Watch, he's going to fake to the left. See him bootleg now? Now when he comes out there, he goes to throw that. He didn't have a chance to get set. He got the pressure. He was looking for Bozo, but he didn't even see Scott Stevens. Watch him. He comes out here in the bootleg. He gets the pressure, and he just tries to get it out to Bozo.
So the Packers dodge a bullet. And take over. Bukowski is still the quarterback. 1st and 10 at their own 17. Woodside broke one tackle. Is hit by Marcus Paul. Woodside's had a good day.
Yeah, we've done a number of Bear games over the years, and of course the big year when they went to the Super Bowl, but I don't think I've ever seen their defense miss more tackles than they've missed today. I mean, they got young players, they have different players, but one thing, they don't tackle like they used to tackle.
Again, Mike Ditka was telling us he wanted to bruise somebody, hurt somebody on the other team, make them know they're still playing the Bears. Thus far, they haven't been able to do that. Woodside again. Up outside the 25, stopped by Singletary.
There's Weingrad, the right tackle. He's limping. He's the free agent guy that beat out Mandrich, or Mandrich came in and couldn't beat out old Weingrad. He's a guy who, you know, in fact, Lindy and Fonte didn't even think he'd make the team this year, Weingrad. And just started and got in there and scrapped and fought, and no one can get them out of there.
They need a couple of inches.
Hey, there's a guy that hits so hard. Watch out, and then he gets tackled. They just ripped his name right off his back. Used to be a Steven on there. Now he has nothing already.
And Feingrad has been replaced at right offensive tackle by Tony Mandarich. Third and about 6 inches. That's Fullwood over the left side. He's going to be very close to a first down. Stopped by Rivera. First down, Green Bay. Heath Woodside. Woodside splits out wide to the right this time, but it's going to be Fullwood, the ball carrier. Out of bounds after a pickup of about 9. David Tate pushed him out of bounds. Ed West with the key block.
Hey, that's the thing that has impressed me about the Packers today is their running game. Most of their yardage has come up the middle. If you look, they've got 30 yards running to the left, 151 yards rushing up the middle, and only 18 to the right. So the bulk of their rushing yardage has been up the middle.
They've gotten 201 yards running, 28 tries. That'll win you a lot of games right there.
And I don't even think they thought they were going to have anything like that today.
Fullwood, left side. 2-yard pickup. Trace Armstrong and Mike Singletary finish off Fullwood. But he might have lost a contact lens or something.
Hey, did you see that shot that Kozar threw there in that update we had? They said his elbow was bad. He couldn't play anymore. Maybe his career was ended. He sure pulled one out of there and zipped it in there. Looks like Fullwood either did have some with a contact or got something in his eye.
First and 10. Mikowski just does get rid of it. He felt that pressure and unloaded in a hurry. Rivera again applied the pressure. Barry Kemp, by the way, was the intended receiver. Here comes Rivera.
Yeah, that's what you have to do to Mikowski. You have to give him the pressure from the outside so that he can't scramble, and then get pressure up the middle so he can't step up. Now, those are a lot of things to have to do, but when you do that and you put that kind of pressure on, he has nowhere to go.
Second and 10. From the 38. Back to throw Mikowski, and the pass is completely Sharp. And Sharp gets deep into Bear territory to the 35, and a Packer first down, a pickup of 27.
Yeah, Sharp has good speed moves, and he's carrying some stuff in there. You see where those hand warmers or something, they don't even seem to slow him up. Good pass protection. Watch how he moves. He's carrying some stuff in there underneath the 8 and the 4. Look at that. And he can still run. Look, blah, 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 blah. That stuff's bobbling on down there.
That must be gloves or something.
Oh,
An extra set of gloves.
Yeah, and some hand warmers, and, you know, he probably got a lot of stuff in there. But doesn't even slow him down. He got, that stuff's going one way, and the body's going the other way.
First and 10 at the 34, and Woodside. Out of bounds inside the 30 by Marcus Paul. Gain 6.
Yeah, Sterling Sharp has 81 yards, Pat, in receptions today, but 47 of those are after he made the catch. Has 81 yards, and you know, that's the thing, is that you get him the ball, and that first guy usually doesn't get him.
You asked him where he lined up most of the time last night, and it took about 10 minutes for the answer.
He lines up everywhere. He said the place he'd like to line up most is quarterback.
Second down and 4. Mikowski got the ball out to Woodside. He couldn't find a handle. 4. That's the day for Mikowski. A good one. 18 of 31. 3rd and 4. The Bears 28. It would be tough to get a field goal from here against the wind going this way. He gets the ball to Woodside, I believe, on Michael Haddix. And that should be enough for a first. Lorenzo Lynch knocked him down.
That's what an experienced pass receiver coming out of the backfield. Haddix ran a hook, and he just got up beyond the first down marker before he sat down. Haddix is a 7-year veteran. He was a Plan B guy from the Eagles, but an inexperienced guy will hook up short.
First down at the Bears 23. 5 out of 6 on 3rd down for Mikowski. Singletary faking blitz. Doesn't do it. Haddix manages to lean for a couple, stopped by Dick Shapura and Singletary. Second down. 2-yard gain.
You know, Lindy and Fonny has surrounded himself with players. He has 4 players on this team that played for him at Jacksonville. Then he has Fontenot, who played for him at Cleveland. So he not only brought players to Green Bay and coaches, but, you know, I mean, his whole philosophy, he brought a lot of things. That makes sense.
They've kept the ball 4.5 minutes on this drive. Used 11 plays. Ball's knocked loose, and I think picked up in the air. They're saying his arm was going forward. An attempted pass, and again Mikowski is down, this time with the elbow. Roper and Shapura put the pressure on him.
Shapura is coming right up the middle. You see him just to the left of Mikowski. He's going to hit him there. Roper was coming from the outside. They both arrived there at the same time. Now, that would have been the Bears' ball, except the official said that his arm was going forward.
Well, then why would it be an interception if they caught it in the air? Mikowski's been knocked down 6 times today.
I think if he caught it in the air, it has to be an interception. The came running out on the field. So then they had to take him out of the game, and they took a timeout, and now they're trying to get that thing started again.
Number 8 is Anthony Dilwig, who came out, and now Mikowski comes back out.
See, what they had to do is when the trainers come out, they had to take the timeout. Then Mikowski can stay in, go out and stay in. If not, if he goes out, he has to go out and stay out for a play.
So it's 3rd and 8, and the ball's at the 21 now. Sterling Sharp over to talk to Infante. And now they're going to take another timeout. Mikowski is at quarterback, 3rd and 8. And back to throw it. To Sharp at the 10, at the 9. Lorenzo Lynch and Marcus Paul brought him down, but a pickup of 12.
Watch Sterling Sharp. He's up there. He's just going to run a slant. You see, he runs into Wolford. Then he uses that pass rush move. You see him? He slapped Wolford with his right hand, brought his left arm inside, then that put him inside of Wolford. You know, you see that more and more, that where wide receivers are using defensive lineman techniques. Who would have thought?
1st and goal at the 8 for the Packers. They lead by by 2. Less than 7 minutes left to play now. Fullwood almost lost the ball. It almost popped out of there. No gain. Richard Dent and Roper were the 2 tacklers. No gain on the play, maybe a half yard by Fullwood. Brings up 2nd and goal at the 8. Mike Singletary was over on the sideline during one of those last 2 timeouts in a real serious debate with one of the Bear coaching staff. 2nd and goal at the 8. Mikowski underthrows Woodside. He had a man, Ed West, who was totally uncovered in the end zone. Didn't see him.
Well, I think Mikowski was upset with himself because he thought he had Woodside, too. He thought all he had to do was make that throw, and that was a touchdown. You know what happened? When Mikowski got hurt, that was the automatic timeout. Then he had to leave the game, and that's why the Packers had to take another timeout. In other words, they bought Mikowski back in the game with a timeout.
So it's 3rd and goal at the 8. And watch out for number 84. To Haddix, who lunged into the end zone. I haven't seen it signed for touchdown as yet. Haddix was ruled down short of the goal line. Boy, there's one. That looked like he got in by plenty.
Yeah, it's funny. They had all 4 wide receivers spread out. Haddix in the backfield, spread everything out, just hit Haddix here. Now, it looked like he was going down there. Now, I don't know. That looks like a touchdown to me. Unless they're going to say that his knee was down first, but it doesn't look like it. Knee's not down, ball's out. I guess maybe the knee was down. That's what they have to be saying. The knee was down first.
Before the ball crossed the plane. I don't know.
I don't know. That shot there looked simultaneous. That looked like the knee went down and the ball crossed.
Fourth down.
Well, they're saying after further review, the microphone on Dick Jorgensen, the referee, breaking up, obviously. But
they have to kick the field goal because with a 2-point lead, I think he has to get that field goal. Although now he's going to go for it.
Going for it.
I would think you don't want it. I think you have to kick a field goal there.
Going to be tough for the Bears to dig in or the Packers down here. That field's frozen. Mikowski is going to dance in. Faked the ball to Fullwood and kept it himself. Second rushing touchdown of the day for the man they call Magic.
I'll tell you, it's been that kind of day for him. And if you need a touchdown and it is 4th down and you are going to go for it, and you are trying to get in the playoffs, you might as well do it this way. Fake to someone and let Mikowski keep it.
Jackie's extra point is good. That's kind of dangerous what Mikowski did. About the 3-yard line, he started displaying the ball. 37-28, nevertheless. 5:21 left to play. Now lead by 9. Jackie's kickoff goes to Sanders at the 9. Tackled by Jackie and by Ron Pitts. 33-yard return by Sanders.
Let's look at the touchdown again, Pat. And we look here. Look at Mikowski here. He looks like he's smiling. It looked like he knew that they were in the defense he wanted. Great fake by Brent Fullwood. And then once he does that, Now watch number 50, Mike Singletary here. He's looking, he's going to dive, he's going to get forward. Whoa, no ball in there.
No contact. First and 10 Bears. Harbaugh. Out to Anderson. Anderson out of bounds by Dave Brown.
Yeah, it's interesting. Dave Brown there played at Michigan. And when Dave Brown played at Michigan, his defensive backfield coach was Harbaugh's dad. So Jim Harbaugh was saying that he knew Dave Brown like when he was 9 years old. His dad was coaching him. His dad always told him that he was the best defensive back he ever coached.
Well, if you looked at a rundown of those scores, there have been some unusual things happening around the league today. Harbaugh on second down and 9. As Dennis McKinnon open, close to a first down for the Bears. Pickup of 9. And wants it back. The coordinating producer of the NFL on CBS, 3rd and 1. Thornton was the man in motion. Well, the Packers are well on their way to doing what they had to do. Cleveland still leading Minnesota and Cleveland. So it could make next week very interesting. Harbaugh is going to take off with it. Tiger Green knocked him out of bounds. Coming up for the NFL to Harbaugh. Caught by Dennis Jeffrey. 11-yard pickup and another Bear first down. We expected typical NFC Central game. Anderson, which would mean low scoring. It surely hasn't turned out for that to be the case.
Oh, get a score, an onside kick, and another score.
Anderson again. Surges for a first down, stopped by Burnell Dent. And again, they go to the hurry-up picture. Harbaugh calls a timeout with 2:46 left. Leading Chicago 37-28. 2:46 left.